Thank you, Mr. President. All states have a positive legal duty to respect, promote, and assist the exercise of the right of people to self-determination and a negative duty to refrain from any measures which deprive people of that right. The people of Jammu and Kashmir are victims of Indian aggression for the last 60 years. India has denied the people of Jammu and Kashmir for the right of self-determination. In order to deny this right, has resorted to mass killing, torture, illegal detention, rape, economic blockade, and other cruel and disregarding treatments and punishments. Mr. President, the right of self-determination has granted to the Kashmiri people by United Nations Charter, international human rights law, and UN Security Council's resolution. There is no legal base to deny them this right. If the people are determined to realize their inalienable right, no power can obstruct it. This is the lesson of history in Northern and Southern Africa, in Southeast Asia, and South and North America, where all the foreign powers had to surrender before the will of people seeking exercise of their fundamental right. India must also pay heed to the will of the people of Jammu and Kashmir instead of attempting to consolidate its occupation through death and distortion. It must negotiate arrangements to enable the Kashmiri people to exercise their right to self-determination. Mr. President, in the last 25 years, India had killed 80,000 innocent Kashmiris in fake encounters, frequent military search operations, and attack on civilian population. International bodies have documented 10,000 cases of rape. Thousands of civilians have disappeared, many later found in unmarked graves. Still, thousands more languish in Indian dungeons. The whole Kashmiri nation is illegally detained in dungeons called India. Mr. President, the people of Kashmir are entitled to all rights given by international instruments. Despite disappointment and adversities, we are hopeful. We have the hope that this Council would direct the Indian government to allow unhindered access to all special rapporteurs and other monitoring arrangements to Kashmir. This hope, Mr. President, must be fulfilled to maintain the credibility of the Council's vision of protection and promotion of the right of all the people impartially and without discrimination. I thank you, Mr. President.